Whoa, we're already starting with a removal? That's never a calm way to open a hearing. Stick around, this courtroom's about to turn into a masterclass on patience, excuses, and the limits of judicial—
Ma'am, go with my bailiff now. Now. Foreclosed case, People versus Colette Haynes.
Victoria Burton here, she's assistant prosecutor here on behalf of the people.
Sherilyn Foster Tucker on behalf of Colette Haynes. You state your name.
Colette Haynes.
All right.
Thank you. In regards to the PCC, Your Honor, we are requesting an adjournment just for some continued negotiations.
Quick note. An adjournment basically means the lawyer's asking for a delay, usually to work out a deal behind the scenes. But judges don't always like delays, especially when it starts to look like stalling. What do you think? Should the judge grant—
All right. With reference to the violation.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Haynes is prepared to admit to the bond violation today and provide an explanation.
All right. I'll accept the admission, but what's the explanation?
Your Honor, it does state in the bond violation report that on the 22nd, when she reported she was visibly ill at the time, she explained to me that she has diabetes and shortly after that went into DKA and did have to be hospitalized for a few days. So unfortunately, she ended up missing that new scheduled appointment as well as her first PCC. After missing the PCC, she did contact me and we worked to get this case set to do a bench warrant recall. So she is willing to test. She is willing to comply on bond. She is sorry that she missed that appointment and she's hoping to have an opportunity to go touch base with community corrections today and reschedule.
Thank you.
But okay, I hear what you're saying, but when I look at this, all of the events that I have in this occurred at basically toward the end of September.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm now almost 30 days out and nothing's been corrected.
And Ms. Haynes indicated to me that she wasn't aware that she needed to make contact with community corrections because she had the bench.
Here it comes. The "I didn't know I could" defense. Judges hear this all the time. But ignorance of procedure isn't exactly a get-out-of-jail-free card, especially when it involves a bench warrant, which means the court—
Because she had the bench warrant.
I didn't know that I can just go back there and
Yeah, but once the bench warrant was cleared, she still, that doesn't even make any sense to me.
they told me that I had to wait when first they told me I had to do it online.
Do
And I
what
did it
online?
for the bench warrant.
That's fine.
Yeah, and I didn't know that the warrant was cleared until I come to court today. And
What
I
do you
thought I
mean you didn't
needed
know it was cleared?
another referral to go back to community corrections. I didn't know I could just walk back in there and do it all over again with a warrant. I tried to come up here and walk in on a warrant, but they told me that they only do it once a month. At the end of the month on Wednesdays. And that would have been yesterday, but I had received
Yeah, but where were you between that? All of this occurred September 2nd. I get what counsel's telling me, that at some point you're in the hospital for
To be fair, medical emergencies can absolutely complicate compliance. Judges know that. But at some point, you've got to show some effort to communicate—
hospital for a few days.
I was
So
sick for
even if that takes me to the end of September, which is giving a lot of grace just in terms of time, I'm now here on the 23rd and nothing.
because they told me that I could not walk in on the warrant. And I didn't know that I could just go back to community corrections.
You have an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
And Your Honor,
I was contacting the attorney, and when I was contacting the attorney, she was telling me that she didn't even, well, it was a he. It wasn't even her. It was a whole different attorney I had. We were texting back and forth and I was asking him questions and he was saying he was in court. He don't know, he'll find out. And then he told me I could do it online, so I just did it online.
And Your Honor, I will say, Ms. Haynes does want to resolve this case. She did make steps to take care of the bench warrant and to get the case back on track. So she's just hoping for another opportunity
She
to.
hasn't, she's here on a drug case. Since the beginning of the case, she hasn't tested.
Understood, Your Honor.
I hadn't tested, Your Honor, because I didn't know that I could just, by me missing mine, I didn't know that I could just go walk back in. I thought I needed another referral. Or I would have been went over there and walked in and
It's
tested.
not as though you didn't have an attorney, whether it be the previous attorney, whether it be Ms. Foster Tucker, to tell you what you could do regarding community corrections, if anything. But, you didn't abide by community corrections. You didn't appear in court. You get the court thing cleared up, but then you had the other thing. And I still, from the time of year, I don't have a test on you.
I can go take one today. I can go over there right now when I leave here.
Classic move, promising to fix everything after the hearing. But by this point, the judge's patience is hanging by a thread. Do you think this last-minute offer will sway the decision?
But I just need to know, am I
You want to
assigned?
say, I will adjourn her probable cause conference to October 30th, 2025, 9 a.m. Anything you want to say before I send you on the violation?
No, sir.
Well, at this point, she's not complied with everything. I'm going to revoke her bond, sentence her to 7 days, Washington County Jail. Defendant's remanded.
And there it is. Bond revoked. The judge's message is clear. Accountability first, excuses later. This is a perfect reminder that when you're on bond, communication and compliance are everything.
Defendant's remanded.
Is there a way that I can get somebody? I have my daughter here with me,
Ma'am, you probably shouldn't have done that.
but she only had a half a day of school today.
Ma'am,
Come this way.
they'll figure it out.
Okay. Let me get her this.
Yep, I'll give it to you. One back.
Ma'am, go with my bailiff now. Now.